probably a little over 20 years ago. I lived in El Segundo, California, with my wifey, and I used to train at Gold's Gym in Venice back in the day. Huge West Side barbell fan. This is before marksmellybell was marksmellybell. Before I was anything to any of you guys. It was before my powerlifting career. I was a huge West Side barbell fan and a Louis Simmons fanatic. So my wife on my birthday bought me a sled, bought me a strap to go with the sled, and bought me a lifting belt to use with the sled. Probably the nicest thing anyone's ever bought me, still to this day. Oh, a sled you shouldn't have. Oh, honey, you're not going to believe it. I bought you some bands and chains. How romantic. What a bunch of meatheads, right? I'm kidding. I didn't buy her that. She wouldn't like that. But anyway, she bought me a sled, and I used the hell out of the sled. Because where we lived in El Segundo, which is kind of a suburb of Los Angeles, there was an area in my apartment complex. Yes, I used to live in an apartment. There's an area in my apartment complex, behind the apartment complex, where there was like an industrial area, like the way that it looks around here. And I was like, this is amazing. You bought me a sled, and I can go use it on that street over there. So I'd go out, I would use the sled every day. I'd pull it forward, I'd pull it backwards. I'd pull it in the day, I'd pull it at night, I'd pull the sled at lunch. I just kept pulling the sled and pulling the sled and pulling the sled. And then I even got another strap for it, and I would do rows with it, I would do bench presses with it, all while utilizing a lot of the West Side stuff in the gym. Well, one night, I'm pulling the sled, and it's pretty late because I had a lot of work to do that day, trained a lot of people that day. Back then I was a personal trainer. Yes, I had a regular job, I'm sorry to admit. I was a personal trainer, and I'm kidding about those jokes, by the way. But I was a trainer and had a day where I worked with a lot of people, got home, I ate, stuff like that. Then I kind of rested for a few minutes, and I was like, get a hold of yourself, you got to pull the sled. And so I go out and I pull the sled, and it's like probably like 11:30 at night, and I'm in this industrial area, and I keep passing by the same building back and forth because it's only like maybe 200 yards. So I just kind of trudge back and forth, keep going back and forth around this building. I have my head down. I don't know if I had like headphones or anything on. I can't remember. If I did, I probably had like a CD Walkman or something. I don't know. But I had my head down, and I'm stretching forward with like 5 or 6 plates. And all of a sudden here, woo! Like a cop car. And I hear, get your hands over your head. Get down on the ground. And I'm like, holy shit. Something must be going down. I wonder who they're yelling at, you know? And so I had a hoodie on, pop my hoodie off, and I look, and they're like, we said get down now. And I was like, I think they're talking to me. All I'm doing is pulling the sled. And so I get down on the ground. Anyway, cops come over, and they just see that this thing is attached to me this way, and then I'm sledging some weights around. I guess they had an issue. Someone came in and stole something from that area on a previous night, and then they had issue with people kind of casing the joint to kind of see how they can continue to steal stuff out of there. But hey, you know, no good deed goes unpunished. Even when you're just trying to be a good boy, just trying to get some big quads and trying to do your sled work, get some GPP in, you might end up in jail. So you got to be careful out there. There's my story on pulling the sled. Catch you guys later.